Hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Triple Eviction recap show, where I just realized 10 seconds ago where Nicole was talking to me that I had my name as Steve and Nicole's name is me, and I panicked, but I fixed it instantly. Welcome!
Good job.
It's a live show. Nicole, how are you doing?
I am doing okay. I have since calmed down a bit about the triple eviction. I know we're going to be talking about it, so I may get a little fired up again. But I'm okay. I'm all right. How are you?
I am doing wonderful, but I cannot be fired in any direction without us bringing on one of our favorite people, Nicole.
Yes. One of our absolute favorite people. Someone who is a fellow Big Brother super mega big fan.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who I really want to hear all of his insights on this triple. As you guys know, I got very passionate during our watch party. And I just want to know who else is passionate, because I was very, very angry. So without further ado, it is the incredibly talented, like I said last time he was with us, the one, the only, Bobby Moynihan.
Bobby, welcome back.
Hello, how are you? Thank you for having me. Yes, thank you.
And Eric screwed it up again.
I screwed it up again. But yes, welcome. So excited to talk all about this triple eviction episode, of course.
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know, you guys can share the show wherever you're watching it. YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, in the TV Co-op. You guys share the shows and make sure you follow and like and do all of those fun things. It's a great way to help support the show. That being said, Bobby, you doing good?
Where do we start?
I'm doing good. That was a rough one.
It's very disappointing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it's like watching 2020 the game show right now.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. What would be your one word synopsis for the triple?
Oh man. Just one word synopsis. Oh, I want to say too little, too late a little bit, but that's not one word. It was just disappointing a little bit. Yeah, disappointing.
It was.
That's the thing. I went into this triple, you know what? Yes, we've lost a lot of, I shouldn't say fan favorites, because they're all fan favorites to certain degrees, but, the underdogs. And I thought we would see more of a turn in this episode and see two big heavy hitters who maybe annoy some of us go home. And I feel like it just didn't come to be. So we were all sitting there oh, all right, there's the triple.
Yeah, I also love, and I can't wait to get your thoughts on how it got spoiled to them.
Yes.
Oh, it's very clear. We know. We don't even have to guess or theorize. We know, Bobby.
It was on the screen behind her, right? But also it was weird that it was an interesting choice to hint towards it a week early.
I don't even understand. I mean, I will say from a live feed perspective, a lot of us seem to be on the same page. The live feeds have been slow to provide drama lately, and there have been a lot of blackouts on the live feeds. So I don't know if that had something to do with it, because we did get some drama. Once David figured it out, which we saw on the show, we started getting a few hours of drama on the live feed. So I don't know. I'd like to think maybe that's why they did it. But yes, I agree. I don't know. I also don't know how this was a week of Dr. Will trolling the house.
He came twice to announce it was a week of prizes or punishments or whatever it was. And then he came back to say, stay 3 steps ahead. And then that was it.
There's actually,
I don't know where he went.
There's poor man.
He's
risking his life, literally.
Risking his life. There's actually more content of him on the CBS TikTok account than there is of him on the actual show.
I was in the house longer.
Right.
But at this point, they could have just left me out there, did me up with some makeup and prosthetics, and I could have been Dr. Will. You know what I mean?
They pre-taped that 12 seasons ago.
I just kept it.
I don't get it. Like, I am fascinated to know, because if you kept up with social media, after the first announcement on Thursday when Dr. Will came out, it seemed that Dr. Will was a little frustrated with how he looked. I am sure that as a plastic surgeon, and that is his business, his image is his brand, he seemed to be very upset about it. So I wonder if that played into his segments being more limited.
If there's one thing you never agree to as someone who's been on television before, it's going on television in a bathrobe.
Right.
It's just, it never looks good in any way, shape, or form.
No matter how you look, it just brings.
It just context. It sets a context.
Did you see his tweet, Bobby?
I did not. What was it?
He had tweeted something around the lines of listen, my makeup on Big Brother was bad. I can acknowledge that. It's because it was hot out. They had to put makeup on me that wouldn't melt. And best believe I'm a good-looking man. And if you don't think so, you can kiss my right nut.
And you memorized it, apparently.
No, I only read it once, but that's the gist.
Okay.
Wow.
So he was very passionate about not looking his best. So maybe that's why he felt the need to not.
I guess if that's your livelihood is at stake.
Yeah,
I understand.
I don't think he looked.
Yeah, that would be when I was on going hey, look, I made a joke and the joke could have been better. It could have been funnier.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know. It's funny. Good for him.
I mean, I think for those of you who know, and now I'm totally blanking, oh my God, on the name, but he looked to me, I'm not even saying it to be funny, he looked like one of the RuPaul's Drag Race drag queens out of drag. Blair St. Clair, thank you.
Amazing.
That is exactly... And I was like, oh my God, because there are drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, I'm sure there are lots of drag queens that are huge fans of Big Brother. And I know as a community, we have all said if they ever do Celebrity, bring one on. We've all wanted to see them play. So when he came out the first second.
Speculating that it's not really Dr. Will?
That's what I thought. My first reaction was, it's Blair Sinclair.
It's a deep fake.
It is.
That's the twist of the season.
It is the twist of the season. But, I mean... What?
Before we go ahead, a lot of people in chat are saying of the twist, the neighbor twist is the lamest part of the season, worse than the safety suite. So, Bobby, we had safety suite, we had the basement with the powers, we had the Dr. Will, whatever you want to call it.
It's like the Dr. Will cameos. If they just walked by, he might as well be on the other side of the fence.
I know. And he said, I'm going to live next door to you. What was the point of him coming out on the rooftop? He should have just showed up on the screen.
Well, I also liked the idea too of I thought what we were going to get was I thought we were honestly getting another cast member who was playing in another place you would never see them.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's dope. Let's see that. Let's
absolutely.
There was some season recently where there was whenever something went wrong, they were you know what? Pow! Now this will happen, and it just everything changed, and it just seemed like that didn't happen at all. Just seemed like that day one, nine people went, this is how it's going.
Yep. If they would have given him a control panel in his own house and as the Dr. Will, he wreaks havoc, I feel that would have done more. I just feel we all were ooh, special neighbor, things going to start happening, and it didn't. And then, oh my gosh, triple eviction, things are going to start happening, and they didn't. And we're all just waiting, when is this moment, this big moment of wow.
I mean,
it's funny because as a fan of the show, you go it's great, but it you realize what you love about it when certain people are just controlling it from the start, because it becomes their show, and then you go like, oh,
absolutely.
It's got to be because of COVID that they can't do a lot of things that they want. I mean, I do
Yeah.
not understand Big Brother Canada. We have seen the twist where they have evicted the people and then let them live, where I thought they would be living in the safety suite and just call it the neighbor's house. And then they got to spy on the people in the house just with no audio. So they wouldn't let them listen to the conversations, but they could watch them on screens and everywhere that they went and everything that they did. And then they battled back to get into the house and then cause chaos. We voted them back. I forget which one, but it seems like they had so many options to do fun stuff. Or what about like in past seasons when it was the memory comps? Like, why not have Dr. Will yelling insults at them all week? And then make
and then have them remember.
Yeah, and then make the HOH. They just need to hire us for consulting at this point.
They kind of did that. They did that a little bit. They were like, he had a cup, right?
Yeah, sure. So,
like, I feel as though there could have been so much more with it, and that's like where I do want to start, because if we go like in the order of the episode, so like we see Kevin on the block next to David at the start. Are we shocked that Kevin goes over David?
No.
I was a little shocked at first, but Kevin just like that last tear of like going after people for no reason was like a little. I mean, like I can't imagine what it's like to live in that house and what happens to your emotions and stuff. But like, it seemed a little out of nowhere and a little like he kicked himself out.
And like when he didn't hug anybody.
Yeah. Nobody hugged anybody. This was a very, very cold triple eviction.
That's what I'm saying. For All Stars, you would think, they get it. They've played the game before. Shake my hand. Give me a hug. It's okay. And I think we see a group of a lot more, no, you did not just get me out. No hugs for you.
I think it was Kat on Twitter from your season, Nicole, who said it, and I am on board. She just tweeted out, normalize not hugging everyone that just stabbed you in the back on the way out of this house. Yes.
No, I'm a hugger.
Yeah, you got a good game. You got a good game. You have to. It is a game in the end.
I do not believe for 1 second half the people still in the game would actually be hugging the person walking out if they didn't need their vote if they made it to those final 2 chairs.
Oh, yeah. I would make everybody hug me. I made Memphis hug me. Because I was literally like, Memphis, get over here. You're hugging me right now.
You did. Very much did. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely sad to see Kevin go. I did like that he didn't hug, but that was just me. And he even said, he was like, I don't want to do it right now. Let's just do it at the end when it's sincere. Like, I don't want to hug you right now where this is fake. And I know you all just talked about me in the DR. And no, we'll do it on finale.
He was nominated 5 times.
Yeah.
So I have a part of me that's like, all right, I understand when you've been nominated. Like after a while, it's like, I'm not hugging you guys,
Yeah. And it makes Kevin the 8th person out, the 3rd member of the jury. And also, a lot of people have been saying this to us, and I have felt bad. That David, David has said that he is going to be the 2nd African-American male to ever make it to jury, to which I would say that's not true. It is Kevin. Because as we saw on the episode, Kevin is technically the 2nd person, and I feel bad. I feel like we were contributing to that segment of Kevin learning, I don't fit in anywhere. I'm not Black enough to fit in with, the African-American community. I'm not Japanese enough to fit in with Japanese people. I'm too gay for the gay people. Where do I fit? So I feel like, I can't believe we didn't acknowledge that for Kevin, but yeah, he is the 2nd one.
That's very valid. I think because I just knew them as one conglomerate going into jury, the three of them.
Right.
Not like boom, boom.
Right.
But Bobby, I did want to ask you, do you think, and this is maybe my opinion because I'm a little biased, do you think Julie kind of reamed Kevin a little bit? Do you think he kind of got a rough interview?
Yes, very much so. I think she plays her favorites a lot. I have a lot of Julie opinions. Yeah.
Do you care to share any?
I don't know. I used to work for CBS, so I have a bunch.
Me too.
Yeah. She yes, she definitely goes after certain people, and she's definitely lighter on certain people.
Yes.
But you can also tell like when someone is just universally beloved, like that she just kind of agrees with that too. It's interesting. I like she seems to pick and choose her battles as far as how much emotion she's going to put behind a certain cast member on the show. And if she doesn't like somebody, she'll make it.
She will make it known. Yeah. But I almost feel as though like Kevin had a very similar exit to me. Like I feel like after I left, like everybody got like like what's your final thoughts? How are you a legend? How'd you get redemption? What'd you think? Like I feel like I was very like your game was confusing, get off the stage. And I feel like Kevin kind of got that similar like what get off the stage. And I was like, oh no, Kevin.
It's almost like and it's weird. It's like it's like sometimes she takes on the half voice of the fans too.
Yes.
Where it's like I think you and Kevin are somebody that the fans that we wanted to see do well. So there is that part of like, well, my fun's ruined now because Nicole's gone. Like like it's
yeah.
Like, you can tell like she rides that emotion. I also love how long she's been doing it. I'm going to be catty right here. If you see this, Julie, I'll say it to your face. You've been on the show long enough. I love the Julie pause when someone's talking in her ear. I love when she starts to go, so when you were in the house. Like I love when when someone is clearly beating her. It makes me laugh.
Right. I love it. I have to say, I think I am the only one in the world who thinks that Nicole's exit interview was fine. I remember after her exit interview, so many people were like, Julie just dragged Nicole.
Yeah, because you're always mean to me, so her acting that way was nothing.
True. That probably is just my baseline if I would treat Nicole. But I was like, I don't think that was that mean at all. But what I do find funny is every single other person got an extended exit interview except Nicole. Like, if you go on CBS's website, everyone has an extended interview. And I remember talking to Nicole and like, hey, did you do one? She's like, no, what?
I feel like that could be in reality, though, as simple as like Julie was tired or Julie had like to get home that night or so. It really could be something as simple as that.
Well, I will say I saw rumors online. It had to, I think it had to do with the way the shows were live. There were a lot of rumors in the beginning of the season that the shows weren't really live. They were taped.
They were not.
And so then I think maybe it had something to do with that.
Fun fact, Bobby, the first 2 evictions were not live.
They were faked live evictions?
They were faked live. Keisha's eviction and my eviction were filmed like 3 hours earlier, taped, and aired later. So I was actually evicted from the Big Brother house earlier than 2 weeks.
And
they just wanted to get me the hell out of there.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that weird? I don't know. They said it was something with like the TV schedule and COVID. They want to make sure the cameras were. I don't know what it was.
I get that. They're doing a live SNL tonight, and I can't wait to watch because I can't believe they're doing it with an audience.
A real audience or the TV audience?
I believe some real audience.
I can't wait. I'm super excited for it tonight. So yeah. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say when the second that camera cuts after your interview, Where do you go? Where do they physically take you?
It's the same.
So I hope I can share this. I think I can.
But
I'm not like divulging anything. It's not like I went like this and appeared home. I think I could say that, everything cuts.
I think because I know the studio and the building,
Yes.
like I'm literally curious, like because they said like they blindfold you, like
Yes.
I'm curious if like all of a sudden they just blindfold you and then drop you off in front of the Trader Joe's across the street, like.
So like it cuts, and obviously I couldn't hug Julie, and Julie's like, Nicole, I love you. I just want to hug you so badly. And I was like, air hugs, Julie, I love you. And a person from production was waiting for me at the bottom of the steps, so I just stepped down. They took me through a hallway outside into a car, and off I went. And that's it. You drive right off the lot like, bye, big brother.
That is insane. That's crazy.
Get in the SUV,
you go
that's it.
right to a airport or
the next, and I could say this because it's if people really look for it, you can find it. The interviews that I do the next day are in a location. So I'm brought to a location, I
gotcha.
sleep, the next day I have press all day, and then it was right to the airport on my way home.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So like when they're evicted, pre-jurors are evicted on Thursday, you leave like Friday night, Saturday morning around there.
And then do you watch Sunday?
I did.
Wow, you watch live. That's crazy. I would do the same.
Yes.
You did? I thought you didn't watch into the next.
I did. And the funniest part of it was the recap at the start of the episode, because I've never watched my old season, so I've never really seen myself.
Right.
The recap.
Oh, wow.
Previously on Big Brother, and it was like, Nicole A went away. And my sisters will never let that go.
I love it.
So it's like the running joke in our house that Nicole A went away. And then every once in a while when I'm watching the episodes, I like to see myself like black and white on the memory wall. I'm like, that's me.
That's so crazy. Do you like watch the feeds and go like, oh, my hat, I left my hat? Like,
Oh, I'm always watching the feeds. Like I swear, because the only thing I lost was one necklace. I had everything packed because I'm very OCD except for one necklace. And I'm like, if I see that necklace on the feeds, I'm gonna go berserk because I want it back.
Unbelievable.
That's so crazy. I remember when I visited the Big Brother house, and I got to like walk around the ring while people were in the house. They were taping the show. And then I had just like started watching the live feeds, and I remember this was the second time I went back. I brought my wife to go see it. And I looked at my watch like right before I went in, and you can walk around, man. Like I think I'm allowed to say this. You can walk around, and like you're standing like there was one point where I was like this far away from a mirror, and Christmas was just like looking like right here, like just like doing something. And you're just sitting there going like, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. But my wife and we got too close to the glass. So they were like, step back, step back, step back. And I was like, why? And because you could see our reflection in the glass.
Yes.
So we figured out, because I had looked at my watch, we figured out what time we went in, and we looked on the live feeds. And sure enough, there's a season where you just see me like this in the glass, like a reflection in the glass out of nowhere.
You have to send me that timestamp. I want to find it.
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
That's a great Easter egg. I love that.
It was so crazy. It was. I keep looking for the duck now, the duck with the black eye, because you said that.
It's there.
Yeah. It is. And I'm sure it will turn out to be nothing like all of the things that we think are going to be this big, amazing mystery, and then it never is.
Maybe because I found it, they'll welcome me back.
I think so.
I don't know. Well, then I need to quarantine for 2 weeks. I better get out there now because they're going to need me.
They have to do fan season at one point where they let fans choose who go back, who goes.
That I would love. As a fan, I would love to vote.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would do it, because essentially, wouldn't that mean everyone would have to give Like, they would have to have so many people willing to take off work with the chance of not being picked. You know what I mean?
Or a bunch of people that put their name in a pool and say, like, we would do it if we were voted in, and then you get to pick from those people.
Okay. I have a feeling that would be no good people. I have a feeling that would be like James Hewling and Donnie. No, we're good.
Two like nice guys.
Are they?
Oh, I don't know.
I do.
And I probably wouldn't be voted in, so I'd be like, oh damn.
Isn't that that's the worst when like I think you would. I totally think you would.
Thanks.
I think if they ever did that, I only think production would give us control of like half the cast. I don't think they would ever let us vote the whole cast in, but I could see them. I can see them being like, we can vote in 8 people or 6 people, because obviously they're
these are the people, now vote in 4 coaches.
Take an all-star, make them wear one of those like green screen outfits so we never know who they are for the entire season.
That would be incredible. How cool would that be? Then the thing is, like, someone like me would need like lifted shoes because you would know like I wasn't. A lot of my castmates were tall, so you would know I wasn't like Christy or Kat or like
5
Bailey.
foot tall. A 5 foot tall, like a fat suit, like and like everyone's like, that's Nicole.
I am going to chalk it up to the stress of you being on Big Brother, Nicole. But no comment that Bobby just had the exact idea that I had. I said I want to see a season of Big Brother where we don't know who the person is playing that's playing. So the whole time we have no clue until they are voted out, and then it is revealed who they are.
If they want to reveal. So Julie tells them, like, they're pre-juror, like, listen, you are hated in the real world. And the person's like, I'm going to keep this bag on. You know what I mean? Julie's like, you're loved. It's like, here I am, America.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Exactly. I would love to see them. I would love to see them do like that. But okay, there's so much from this episode that we have to get to talk about. Eviction. So, right, second eviction, Dr. Will, true or false? That's what you were saying. I was not impressed. Was his hand in his left pocket or his right pocket? It's like, I don't know.
It was very flip a coin. Yep.
Yeah, it didn't matter. And then once again, and Nicole and I were watching it together. I literally, you say the episode was boring, Nicole, but you were up and down off that chair screaming and yelling so much. But I turned to her and said, that's what it was like watching the HOH that took you out. Like watching it come down to your people in Memphis and then Memphis get it. And you just go, like your soul crushes.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And that's right, because you guys knew about that big alliance, obviously, before I did, so,
Yes.
So watching this is the same thing. Memphis wins it again. And listen, I know he is what he is, and I get a lot of people, when I say this, who are like, how dare you? I'm not condoning the things he has said that have been disgusting and utterly repulsive. However, comp-wise, the man won another one. You got to give him credit. He keeps on winning stuff.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we live in a world where it's hard to go like you're being an asshole though. Sorry, can you?
Yeah, like,
yes, no, you can.
I was very cursed during the live show.
Yes,
I can get that. It was a bit of a roller coaster. I also, for the first time ever in my Big Brother fan career, went 2 hours. Come on, I'm tired.
We had hope that good things were going to happen, so I was like, more hours.
It was good. I'm just a father and tired now.
Aww. I mean, we had our glimmer of hope for David when Memphis nominates him next to Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this moment, are we thinking, oh, there he goes after David, or are we thinking there's an ulterior motive?
I thought there was a possibility they were gonna send her home, but then it seemed not. But I felt I was a little like disappointed with David, but by the time he left, I went like, I don't think I'm as disappointed in him as I'm disappointed in the hand that everyone was dealt this season. Yeah. But like, And also, I'm really glad that they acknowledged that he didn't have anything to do with Ian getting out of there, even though, if he went home because he used that power. But I was kind of glad that they
just would have swapped their eviction order.
Yeah, it's like I go like I don't think that it won't happen, but I wish they would go. You know what? We're gonna do another All-Star season right away. We'll go right back in.
And I wish they would take all of us. No offense, but that 6-person alliance. Get rid of those 6 people.
Do you?
I do, because here's the thing. I wish they would. How can I word it? I think maybe I'm just lying. We should just stick with newcomers or somehow get alums last minute so they can't know each other. I just feel as though this season, whether you want to argue it was pre-gaming or people knowing each other in the real world or whatever you want to call it, I feel like there was too much. Here's your cards and they are fantastic, and the rest of you, here's your shit cards.
I have a very real question. It's $500,000 you win if you win.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But it's not. It's like it's like after taxes and everything. It's not.
No.
Probably. I just go is there anyone who realized that if they just went on the show and did a bunch of amazing Big Brother stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Just played great and maybe came in somewhere towards the end even, it would benefit their lives. Everything, the real benefits I feel come after.
Yes.
I don't know. I just feel somebody, it would be, I would love to see a season where someone comes in going how can I make this super fun to watch and be somebody who adds to all of that?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, Bobby, I know you were saying to me last time you were on the show, you said that this time it seemed as though I came in to be the person that would do stuff. And that's the thing, I wanted power, because I wasn't going to be okay, Davon and Kev. I would have never done that. You know what I mean? I would have been I already played this game once before. You and you get up there. It's All-Stars. And I would have just done it. And that's why, I wish that I stayed just to, show people, yeah, look, I was going to do that. Because, it's All-Stars, and I agree with you. I wish people went into it more with, let's have fun, but stir the pot. And, this season, it's just not fun. I get it. Kudos to all of them. They're all, not all of them except for Danny, but they're all mostly still there. But for you guys had no fun. It was just oh, here we go again. Let's play.
Once David went, I was kind of starting to root for Danny just because I feel like even though maybe not conscience wise, maybe not I wouldn't. I know she would cross you in a second, but she's a phenomenal Big Brother player.
Yes.
And that's always fun to watch. So now it's what are you gonna do? But. And also, Cody is great. Cody is starting to get back in my good graces as far as I think he did well and deserves a win as far as Big Brother play goes. But also his reaction to Kevin yelling at him is maybe Cody's going through therapy right now in real life. Seeing Cody just talk very authentically to people, when David was lying to him, and he was like, "David, come on, man!" And he's a very honest guy in the moment. And when Kevin was funny? And he was like, "No, you do not treat." It was very, very amusing to me.
You know what's funny though? I don't get that air from Cody of this is me shooting it straight. It's almost I'm shooting it straight when I'm really beating around the bush. From my interactions with him, I feel like Tyler was a lot more direct. Tyler was okay, Nicole, this is what's happening. I feel like Cody'd be oh, Nicole,
But who do you think would flat out lie to you? Who do you think has a more chance of flat out lying to you, Tyler or Cody?
Tyler.
Yeah.
But he knew that I knew. And he knew that I knew that he knew. You know what I mean? So it was just mutual respect of I know and I know, but we're just doing our thing. Whereas Cody, I think he thought she doesn't know because I'm this good. You know what I mean?
I'm
that make
also
sense?
yes, but also those two boys are very handsome. I also think the handsome popular thing needs to.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so weird that just handsome, attractive people are like, well, we were all blessed with having to not worry.
Right.
Let's all stick together. So
let's
let the ugly people duke it out.
be chill and relax together.
I will also say, Bobby, Cody does on the live feeds a lot talk about how he restrains himself in situations. So like that interaction with Kevin, for example, of the world revolves around you, he very much in telling everyone about it would be like, I had to keep my hands between my legs because this was the real world. I would have knocked him out. I would have thrown him out of my... Yeah, so he
no matter what Kevin did in that room, he doesn't deserve to get down.
Sure.
How is that your reaction to anything? Like, you get into a verbal disagreement, your reaction is, I smack you. It's not. No.
It's so odd too. I keep forgetting, like when my wife was pregnant, when my daughter was being born, like that's all we did was watch live feeds, and now I don't get to watch it as much, and it really is just a completely different. I feel like I pick like 3 or 4 episodes in, I either go like, I'm not doing feeds this season, I don't want to be spoiled for episodes, and I want to enjoy, or I go, I'm gonna do feeds and not worry about getting spoiled. This season I haven't been. I've just been enjoying it.
You know what you need,
also,
Bobby?
when you left the house, I went like, I'm done.
You know what you need? I can give you the best of both worlds. We have at BB22 live feeds on Twitter, our live feed update team that updates the live feeds 24/7. So if you want to read what's going on during the day, or there's a few good accounts out there that just tweet like the video clip highlights from the day, like the best parts. I should send you some of those. And then you can kind of just keep up so you know what's really going on versus the edit. But you don't have to devote, your whole entire day to watching the feeds.
Yeah. I follow like Hamster Watch and a couple of those, but I also have to mute them at some point during the week because I always get spoiled. Always. I love Janelle, but something happens on the show and she just tweets it immediately, and I go like, "Come on, man! You spoiling
it." No, Bobby.
I try to be better because I've had some fans say to me, "Can you not say stuff as it's happening?" So I'm like, "Okay, I'll be better and wait until the episode airs to get my."
Excuse me, I got this.
I'm also West Coast, I think. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Okay. I'm going to speak now on behalf of the fans. Bobby, there's a little feature on Twitter. You can mute a word. You can mute the hashtag. So you can put in BB22, BB22 All-Stars, and then you can just mute them with the switch when you don't want to know what's going on, and then you can unmute them.
Okay, what's this Twitter thing you speak of?
Well, that's where Janelle was spoiling it for you, I thought.
I sound like an old man. No, I appreciate it.
Because
I need to start muting stuff.
I think for a lot of us, Big Brother is in real time. I know whenever Nicole and I do these shows, we always say Big Brother is in real time. I think most people that watch our shows or follow our social medias or live feed watchers, they're all watching in real time. And I'm sure you know from watching the live feeds, it's two different things. The show needs to make a storyline to sell ads and commercials and versus what's actually happening on the live feeds.
And like I said, they can't air everybody as multifaceted. They need to air in and edit. Everybody has their typecast. Everybody has their character. Because if Nicole's character is the quirky shy girl, that's what they have to show. They're not going to always show Nicole sad, Nicole angry, Nicole happy, Nicole did, because that's too many facets. You know what I mean?
Right. They will later on.
Yeah.
What?
Do they feed you a lot of stuff to say in the DR?
The way what I always say is I talk a lot, so I get in the DR and I just rant, and then like, okay, Nicole, can we make that more concise?
Yeah, amazing.
But give us a soundbite. How can you say that in a sentence? And then if you're not giving it to them, which I never really had trouble with, but I know other people have, then they'll say, why don't you try wording it like this? And they always say, if you don't like the way they word it, you don't have to say it. It's not like they're like, you say this right now, or I swear to God, we're going to kick you out of this house. You know what I mean? So they do give prompts, yes.
I asked to do a DR session because I thought it would be funny when I was there, and that's exactly how it went. Like, I just did a bunch of stuff, and then they went back and said, like, can you say this? Can you do that? It was interesting. It was interesting. Also very weird to be in the DR.
I didn't know the first time I was in there because they had me do an interview with Jeff in there prior to the premiere. So they blindfold you and they put you in there. And they're like, hey, take off your blindfold. So I'm like, it's Jeff. Oh my God. And like you start looking around, you're like, wait, I'm like, is this the DR? And they're like, yeah, because it looks so different from TV. So you're like, I can't believe I'm in the DR right now. This is really strange. So it was a very surreal feeling. And this season, going back to it, I'm like, hello, DR, we meet again.
Yeah, that's a question I have. Like, going back, like, did you get like the same bed? Like, do you have like, like
Bobby,
you had
Bobby, abort. Abort.
Oh no.
Abort. Bobby, abort.
I am a creature of habit.
Me too.
And I wanted the middle bed in that back photo bedroom because last year my bed was the middle bed in the back RV. I was hell-bent. That's where I was going to go. And then I became a have-not. So I didn't get said bed. And then when I wasn't a have-not, I took Nicole F's bed in the key room, and I was like, all right, this is not where I'm meant to be. I want to go back to go to the photo room, but I never got that opportunity. And then when I was evicted and turned on the TV on Sunday, do you know who took my bed, Bobby? Memphis took my bed.
Oh, no.
And I had to watch him lay on my bed, and I will never get past it.
This is my life every day, Bobby. I literally hear this at least once a day.
Like, I wanted that middle bed in the photography room with my own dresser, and Tyler was nice. Tyler gave me half his dresser. David gave me half his closet. So they were very nice about that. But, like, Enzo took the bed I wanted. And that, like, I literally would go in there during the day and, like, nap in Enzo's bed because I was like, bitch, this is my bed from last season.
How do any of the men not let women choose the bed first? That's insane.
I don't know. I was a have-not, so I didn't know anything that was going on. What did I do up there? I gave them the option of which cots they picked. I got Memphis a blanket. I shouldn't have even bothered.
Yes.
That the have-not room, it's like through the hallway and down there. That's the room where Caitlin Herman couldn't put together the puzzle. And just a fun fact for all the Big Brother fans, I was at the taping of that episode, and like she couldn't get that thing together. She walked out of the room, and like 30 seconds later, I was in that room going like, I can't believe I'm in here. Like, this is insane. Like, she just lost. Cool. And then when I went downstairs, I saw them bringing her out. Like, I saw them like physically evicting her. Like, I was there that night and watched that whole thing go down and was like, whoa. Like, it was crazy to watch. And it was in real time. It was nuts.
Did you try and put the puzzle together?
No, but like, I was just, I remember looking at it and going like, it's the most simple thing in the world. It was abundantly clear that this was a layup and that she missed the layup.
I mean,
but she just got evicted. Just found out she could use the power.
I don't care.
Hey, if you do this, you can stay. And when your body just starts going crazy, I get it.
It was a giant children's puzzle.
It was 6 pieces, Nicole. You didn't even have to try. It was like leg, body, arm, head. What are we missing? But
oh no, where do the arms go on a person?
Yeah.
No.
I will say.
No, I understand. She was very nice. I met her at the after party. Yes. She was very nice. Not very good at putting puzzles together.
No. And Caitlin, the reason that I love Caitlin, I know Nicole loves Caitlin too. Caitlin has an amazing sense of humor about it too. Yes. She does not at all get upset that people laugh about the puzzles. She's well aware how ridiculous
she came back and like stuff about it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About it. That was the comp. that I knew I was going up as the replacement nom, and I had to sit there and watch them all play it, knowing everybody was going to use the veto to get rid of me. So I was sitting there like, this is fun, my last week in this house. And somehow I stayed.
That too, like when you know, it must get so crazy when like you on the show know what's going to happen, and then you just have to sit there for a day and a half.
When you have your finger on the pulse and you know it's you, it's a very discouraging feeling because like people don't think you know. And you're like, I know, like guys, like no.
I can't imagine like when you see someone like I'm fine, like walking around the house and they're going home and they have no idea. Like I would be terrible at that.
That was wrong. That's like last season that happened with Ovi. He was convinced he was staying, and finally me and Cliff went in the storage room. We were like, we got to tell him. We couldn't do it. So we're like, so I think Cliff was the one that like broke it to him because we were like, we can't keep being like, we're trying. Like we knew the whole other side of the house was not having it.
I think me and you should go on Big Brother Canada. I think we're too nice for.
No, that's what I said to Eric. That's where I think I need to go.
Yes.
I wanted to say, because I said it last time, I would never do Celebrity Big Brother, but if I ever did Big Brother, like they said you could do Celebrity Big Brother, I would go fine, but I'm not doing Celebrity Big Brother. I want to do regular Big Brother. I just want to go in to the regular Big Brother.
Wait, US
version. Well, I would never do it. I'm saying that, but if I in the fake reality world where I did it, I wouldn't want to be on the celebrity version. I would want to be on just Big Brother proper.
Here's the thing. I think
I just want to go into the house and just go like, hey. And then if people, me and you going together, we lie to everybody, tell them I'm your brother.
Okay, first of all, I'm working on this new theory that Bobby is just smarter than all of us, and he's just holding out for, like, the big paycheck. Like, you are putting it out there that you won't do it. You're waiting till they come back to you with, like, Bobby, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million.
8 million.
I'm waiting till the next All-Stars because I want to go in and beat Dan Giesley.
Yes, and Derek.
That shouldn't be hard. Just throw like an Xbox controller on the floor and he'll be distracted. Yeah. They'll never play.
Speaking of distractions.
What? Yes, sorry. Go ahead.
We're distracted. Ready for this transition?
Yes.
We're distracted. But bam, back to the veto. Christmas won the veto when Nicole and Dave were on the block.
Yeah.
And did not use it because she's Christmas and I was cursing out the TV. I am sorry for cursing. But when it comes to the vote, Bobby, we have a very strange turn of events.
Am I allowed?
Is essentially the deciding vote.
No.
Yeah.
And he votes out David.
But wait, not only was he the deciding vote, first we saw Christmas go in, and Christmas is like, ooh, don't know what to do. Ooh, all right, I'm gonna vote out Nicole, which we're all like, we're losing our minds. Then Tyler goes in, they talk in the hall, they show us them talking in the hall, so Tyler's like, great, I'm doing it. He votes out Nicole. We're all literally on the edge of our seats. Then Enzo...
They talk in the hall.
Takes a moment.
But not only that, just keep in mind, and I said this, and I don't know if this was with you, Bobby, but Enzo, this whole time I've been going, guys, he's playing America. This whole, ooh, David and Kevin are on the block. I don't like that. No, I don't. I want to see big people go. I'm like, he's just playing. He knew there was 2 votes already cast for Nicole. He knew. Tyler told him in that hallway, you vote for her, she's gone. Enzo finally had a chance to do what he's been saying, and he went, oh, David, bye. No.
I just think Enzo can't vote out a Nicole next to a David. In general,
why?
He voted to keep me next to David. It's something with someone named Nicole. He's like, I can't vote her out. That's my.
No. I think, in my opinion, it was. I get the sense of like, you don't tell Enzo what to do, and it's like they went like, vote for this one. He went, no, I'm doing it my way. But I don't know.
I think he felt I believe he wants to be loyal to his Wise Guys alliance, but I think he also thinks his best chance to get to the end of the game is with Cody. And I think he didn't want to do anything to betray Cody. And
But
I
then
think
you get rid of Nicole, so you have Cody for yourself. And Nicole's not in the Wise Guys.
oh yeah, that would be smart. But we're also talking Enzo, who I love. But
No, but I think with Enzo, it's more so moving forward. Can I beat David, who, yes, he didn't win a lot of comps, but he is more of a physical competitor versus Nicole. And I think in Enzo's brain, it's like, I'd rather, go after Nicole down the line. I can beat her, whereas David might pull out some wins.
I just go, yeah, Nicole's definitely with Danny. So that's a vote. That's 2 right there. And David's got nobody, and Memphis hates him. And
yeah,
so it's a shield to keep in front of you. It seemed like a bad move.
I know. And that's what scares me, because like my new thing is like Enzo, because like obviously Kevin left, David left, so I'm like, all right, Enzo I'm rooting for because he's not in that 6-person alliance. But a part of me is like, darn, I think he's going to look back at that vote, and that's going to kind of like, I shouldn't have done that.
I just have to say quickly, Ryan Ballantyne is over on Facebook watching a fellow bearded brother, a Big Brother Canada player, Bobby.
Hello, Ryan.
He says, I will align with Bobby in a heartbeat. Come up here and play with us Canadians.
Amazing.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Ryan? What about me? I also offered myself.
It's a package deal.
Yeah, they're good. And in Chicago, Jackie over on YouTube says that Bobby would fill the media mogul slot on a regular season of Big Brother. They always have to have like a social media mogul. That could be you, Bobby.
A social media mogul. What did I just realize last night? And I don't know why it made me laugh. It said Tyler owns half of a jewelry company or something.
Right.
It just the most. It was like an SNL thing. It was the most specific. It was not. He doesn't own the whole business.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It was just very specific. Very specific.
Yeah, because his is like.
Oh, yeah. What does yours say?
Store, like co-owner.
It was like partial jewelry. It was worded weird.
I honestly thought it said jewelry company owner, but maybe it said jewelry company co-owner.
Like co-owner, like it's very specific. Just what, like, did mine say like podcast co-host or did
no,
it say podcaster?
Podcast host, I thought.
Ooh, they didn't put in the code.
They don't care about me. I know you kept trying to force it, but they didn't care.
Can I just read in the chat?
Yes.
Lossica Cruz. Enzo is the walking personification of a Twitter troll. He is telling people what they want to hear, and then when it comes time to do what he's been saying, he's as quiet as a church mouse.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enzo.
That's another thing, man. You go into that house and not everybody's great all the time, and it's so hard. It's so you really figure out who you are. I feel like
the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, David ends up going and also does not continues the tradition of not hugging anyone.
Yep. Right out the door.
No one.
He was angry.
He was.
Yeah, that was it.
And then again, you would hug everyone. No one is surprised that you would hug anyone.
Wait in front of the door and be like, you're not leaving unless you hug me. So good luck.
Julie talked about it being his redemption from last season, about being the second African-American male to make it to jury, which again, I know we talked about that on the last show, and a lot of people have sent us messages and emails and said, hey, did you watch that whole Kevin segment? He's the second one. So I feel bad that I think that is going to hurt Kevin's feelings when he gets out and sees that. But regardless, David is now the 9th person out and the 4th member of the jury.
So who's jury right now? Ian?
Devon.
Davon,
Yeah.
Kevin, and oh, jeez.
Yes, all the fun people.
Can't we just Can't we just switch over to the Jury House and start playing?
Every single year, that is all we want. What I have heard from back in the day when I used to be more involved with the show, I heard the reason they could never do it was obviously they rent the jury house out, and none of the people that they ever rented the houses from would ever agree to allow it to be wired for cameras, like it would destroy the house too much.
Yeah.
I feel like they should just do it. Like
just make a set.
Like the Jury House, and just an hour of them doing fun stuff. Like I would watch it.
You know how Drag Race has what's it called? I'm blanking. I was on it.
Yes. Wait, you taught me this.
It's like the after show.
Yes. Oh, wow.
I'm just blanking on it.
You always tell me. Wait, hold on. Chat's gonna help us.
I know chat. They're gonna.
Untucked.
Thank you.
Untucked.
Wow.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah, I mean they should literally just do Jury House and just have.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
And I mean, not for nothing, they need content. There aren't any shows. How easy? Just give us a Friday night, even if it's only 30 minutes. Give us like a 30-minute when the person comes. Like that should be its own show. It shouldn't be like a 10-minute segment in the regular show. We all want the full show of Jury House. Just make it its own show. I don't get it.
There was no After Dark this season. I'm just realizing.
Nope.
I just realized that. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I would watch that all the time.
Yeah,
absolutely. I saw earlier in the chat, Shelbs was saying like the only reason why I'm watching now is because I want to see the jury segments. I want to see people who's entering the jury next. Like, and it is so true. That's what we're all looking forward to now, is seeing which members of the committee are going to go out next, and how is the Jury House going to react to them.
Right.
And that's it. I mean, speaking of which, with David gone, we all start thinking this could happen. A committee member could finally go out. This is when I think everybody started converting to the, all right, there's no more quote-unquote dogs outcasts. The underdog right now would technically be Danny, because certain people in the alliance are coming after her. Let's all root for Danny. And then it doesn't go well for Danny.
I mean, I think it was very clear the second Tyler won the HOH. And I mean, we also saw Tyler's whole entire personality change over the course of this third eviction thing. Tyler went instantly from, oh, I'm just, I'm going to try this HOH, and oh, I'm going to do good on this POV, to like, he was laser focused, his face changed. He was an entire lap ahead of Nicole.
Yep.
He was just like, I'm not messing around.
The second Julie said triple, they put the camera on him, and he was like you just saw it. Like, he was ready to go.
Which, yes, you did want to talk about that, Bobby, about how you think that happened, which we do know.
The triple.
Yes, they put it up on the screen. And I do have to say, a lot of people were saying on social media, which I thought was very funny, because Nicole and I joked like, ooh, someone in production just got fired. People in our chat, I actually think it was, were saying, no, someone in production hates Nicole Frenzel. Because they were thinking that, like, because it was before the vote that they found out. Before the second vote, they thought that maybe if the House knew there was one more eviction coming up, that maybe they would go after Frenzel. Now, it's just a theory. We have no proof of
that. Interesting. Yeah.
That is an interesting theory to think it could go that way.
Here's the thing. I understand, like, tech errors happen. I lived in that house for 2 seasons. Things happen. There's glitches. There's errors. I get all that, especially during a live show. However, when were they gonna show triple eviction on the screen? When? Was it supposed to show up later? Because they never later said, and here's the triple eviction screen. So someone had to make that graphic and prep it Why was it
No,
even shown? If it's for a live show, Julie would just say, guys, it's triple eviction. When you're sitting there on a double eviction night, I'm almost positive Julie just says it's double eviction. It doesn't come up on the screen. So why is there a graphic made that says triple eviction, and why they even bother showing it at all? Never mind early. So I don't know. I just think it was very sketchy, and I do agree. I think it had to do with crap. If there's one eviction happening, or two rather, they're going to go after David. If we tell them there's another one, they're all going to panic, get ballsy, and get rid of Nicole.
I mean, do you want the answer? Because I can tell you the answer. It is the screen that's behind Julie, the screen that she stands in front of when she's talking. That screen had the giant triple eviction thing on it. I think they just... Yes.
She was on the TV. She was on the TV. They cut the feeds, but they didn't cut her right away. So she was left up there, and they didn't hear any sound because the sound is cut out. But they saw her. They saw her moving on to the commercial break. So behind her, it said coming up next, triple eviction, and they all went.
It wasn't a graphic.
Did you see that behind her? No, I think they saw it by accident.
Right.
Wow.
Correct.
Yeah. So maybe that wasn't. Second time, somebody production was like, "Oops, click the button a second late."
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was a mistake. And, that is not something to joke about either. Someone who comes from radio and television production knows that really probably did end that person's job. So that is horrible when you're like, yeah. But, okay, so Tyler won. Of course, he's nominating Danny and Nicole Frenzel. I don't think that was a surprise to anyone that he was going to do that. Was that a surprise to you as someone that doesn't really watch the feeds, Bobby?
That he nominated Nicole Frenzel
and Danny together.
No. I saw that coming. One of my favorite things in Big Brother ever was that week when Tyler was on his original season, where we thought he was going to nominate Angela, even though they were secretly dating. And I went if he does this, he's the best player in the history of the thing. But he's come nowhere close since then. But somebody finally made a move, but it's what do you do at that point? I was hoping for Memphis. I was hoping for a Memphis backdoor.
Oh, same. And we saw Cody sitting there after, because they play the veto again, and again Tyler wins that because he was in beast mode. We see Nicole faceplant, which was very scary. We see Christmas fall. I don't know what that was about. Seems a little sketchy to me that she fell. But anyway, when Tyler wins the veto, Cody is sitting there kind of horrified. You see it, all the wheels turning. He's uh-oh. And I feel like Cody was I'm about to be backdoored.
Yeah, he could be. And by the way, I am now convinced that I have to send you a link of where you can watch back previous seasons of Big Brother Canada, Bobby, because number one, you'll appreciate it because they're way shorter. But I was going to say, you want to know where you can see a season of Big Brother where the showmances cut each other? A Big Brother Canada.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Andy Herron, I talked to Andy Herron once over Twitter, and I asked him, I was like, I want to watch Big Brother Canada. And he sent me a link, but I have since lost it. So I would love that again.
Well, I will send it to you, and then I have a suggestion of a good season you should watch first. But yes, Big Brother Canada is great, and it's a whole month shorter than ours. So it is not, you can get through a season of Big Brother Canada in a weekend.
Yep.
It's not hard to. But yes, but wait, we have to talk about the Nicole fall as well. Nicole, her life on the line, going for it, falls. Did we laugh, Bobby?
We laugh every time somebody falls.
Yes. Oh, falling is hysterical.
Falling is great. She's okay.
She's okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Then we laugh. Yeah, then we laugh.
Yes. Okay. I don't laugh when people fall, but Nicole found it hysterical, and I thought, you're a horrible person, Nicole.
I did not. There's video proof of me gasping and be like, "Oh, is she okay?" Because she her leg and her face, and she's like, it was really bad.
I think the appropriate reaction to have is, "Oh, Oh,
Right.
And then left.
It's okay.
The-
She's fine.
She's fine. I can let.
The funny part of it for me was, which Nicole Anthony next to me had to point out, I guess they had Danny Donato's mic on and they didn't mute it once she was out. So all you kept hearing was like, because she was like over in the corner crying. So it's like,
she knew.
she's falling and then there's this weird crying noise, but Nicole's walking. I'm like, what is happening?
Oh God. Oh, okay. Like she was
Yeah.
It broke my heart. I don't know. Ugh.
It was sad.
That's the worst.
It was definitely sad. Danny, so of course Tyler wins the veto. Like we said, he turned it on, destroyed it, and of course nominations are staying the same. He's not gonna nominate 2 people and then have them come back after him when he takes one off. To which this was the frustrating part of the episode for a lot of us, Bobby. What was your thoughts on these POV speeches? Both of these all-star women. No, the POV speech too. They didn't do anything. They literally stood up and went, yeah, you're not going to use it on me, so I'm not even talking to you. Hi, Dominic. Hi, Baba. And you're not going to use it. But these are all-stars.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like the debates. It was like, what's happening? Why is everyone treating this so wrong?
Yep.
Why is like this is not how you act? Also, like Danny going off, like I just went like, I think you were gonna stay and now you're going home because you just screamed all that. Like there's a difference in blowing up a game because you know you're going out and doing what Kaser did and doing what Danny did. I don't know, in my mind, as far as like jury management, which seems to be much more important in the last couple seasons.
Correct. Yes. Jury management 100%.
I can attest to that because watching it, I'm like, yeah, Danny, tell them. But Nicole in the game, again, last season, not knowing whether I was going or not, I was like, nope, I'm not going to be mean to anybody. I'm going to give a pleasant, fun speech. I'm going to really tell people to vote the way they want to. I got this, whatever. This season, knowing I didn't have a chance in hell of staying because everybody told me where their votes were going, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to tell off Memphis, kind of speak my mind and walk out the door. So I do get it, and I do agree with you. For someone like Danny, who maybe there is that slim chance, maybe wait with that speech until after your eviction.
Yeah, but she's a fighter, man. She can't not do that,
And she
yeah, that's great. She's a fun. I want to see her and Janelle together on some sort of team.
Oh, gosh, yes. Well, that's never going to happen. But I have a feeling that is never going to happen. And Danny apparently well, apparently they are allowed to now tweet from a jury as well, I guess. Oh. Because Danny ended up putting out a tweet, or maybe it was one of her last tweets before she went into jury, but it was clearly after her eviction. She tweeted out saying she will not be a bitter juror. However, she is done playing Big Brother. This was it for her, but she will not be a bitter juror. She'll vote on the best gameplay.
Wow.
She seems like somebody who will do that and then not do it the night of the show.
Oh, 100% she's going to be bitter. Oh, she's going to be bitterest bitter, and we love it. That's why we love her.
Wow. I don't think so. I think she has... Oh, you guys are talking about finale. Like, I thought you meant after finale. Like, I think she's very much the type of person that could separate game from personal.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's not going to be someone in the real world that's like, yeah, you voted me out. Like, she's not like... I don't think it's going to carry over. She's a very, real person.
I saw her saying that thing that she was pretty devastated about Cody not voting for her and that she thought they were buddies, but she seems like the kind of person who will not like hold it against him after going like we on a television show.
Right.
Absolutely.
I see Donna Kenny over on Facebook says, Bobby, who do you think is managing the jury the best at the moment?
I mean, it's hard to like the only person who had actual game plan was Ian. Like it seemed like this season, so Of who's left?
Mm.
I mean, like Tyler seems to be the most just like involved in keeping his game together, but I think he accidentally played very sloppy
Yeah.
this season.
I
I think
know.
he made a
He
lot of
lost.
weird.
Yeah.
I gotta make this move, and then 5 minutes later went, "Oh, that was a bad move. That was a bad move." But it caused like a ripple effect in a couple times. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, like Cody's been playing like a good game, but not like an honor. I don't want to say honorable. That's terrible. These are real people,
Yeah.
but like he's playing the like same game he did last time, which is lay low and ride it out, and then hopefully he'll be good enough to beat the person this time.
Right. Go ahead.
I would say Enzo.
Yeah.
And like Tyler, I feel like Memphis has burned so many people and rubbed them the wrong way. Christmas rubs people the wrong way. Cody has done some shady stuff that I think people are more personally hurt, and that's going to carry over to jury. And then Nicole, same thing. People are going to be personally hurt. That's going to carry over. So I would say Enzo's probably in the best spot with that.
I see.
How do you?
I was going to say.
Realized, how do you keep David? How do you keep David? Well, she won the game already. How do you keep David? Sorry, that just dawned on me. I forgot.
No, it's so true. And here's the thing, double eviction night, triple eviction night, Nicole was on the block twice in a triple eviction. The only winner left in the game. And they still thought David, bigger threat, Danny, bigger threat. Let's keep the previous winner. And it's like, if she makes it to final two, it's what you guys all deserve. Like you allow that to happen. And it just goes to show you could argue what you want about her, but that is part of gameplay that people don't see her as a threat.
It's the Cody thing. It's like she's aligned with Cody, so Cody doesn't talk smack to her, to Enzo or Memphis. He'll talk smack about Danny, and then they'll go, right, you're right.
Yep.
But, I mean, to also be fair, Danny causes a lot of chaos in the house, way more than Nicole Frenzel does, so I can see people wanting her out for that. Right. And David is more of a physical threat in the game than Nicole Frenzel. So I do see why people would have done it. And I also think people have this belief that bringing Nicole Frenzel to the end is good for their game, that no one in the jury is going to want a 2-time winner. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I think that's a common thing that I hear a lot of people saying too, which I disagree with.
I think a lot of it is just ego and pride and intimidation. I think the men in that house and Christmas, they're very like, oh gosh, like Danny, if she's going to come at me, she's going to come at me. She's scary when she competes. I feel like with Nicole, they're all like, whatever, like I can compete against you,
Yeah, 100%.
It's kind of like a me. Like I feel like if I was still there, they'd be like, "Okay, we compete against you." Whereas
they
someone
underestimate.
Else, yeah, very much so.
Well, it doesn't matter because Danny, they don't use it. Danny, as we saw again, does her speech. She calls out Christmas and Tyler, which I was here for and I loved, and it got her evicted unanimously.
But Jay Buck in the chat said, I guess it's going to be personal.
Yeah. Well,
and what does Danny do to Christmas? I guess it's going to be.
That
was so funny.
Was my favorite moment. Favorite moment of the episode.
She did break the whole hugging thing. She hugged everybody but Tyler and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just think that was such a genuine, when people are frustrated with each other thing. It's gonna be personal. Like it's gonna be. I feel like I was like in a high school classroom, like, boys, stop it, sit down. Like.
And then she went out to Julie too, and Julie was like, "What was it that you said to Christmas?" And then she's like, "I don't like her, okay, Julie, I don't like her." Julie's just like,
"No, I don't mean that."
Yeah, she's like, "I'm just kidding." Well, no, yes, that's right. That was the funny part. Danny was like, "I hate her. She's the worst." And then Julie's like, "You do know that Christmas had your back the whole time." And she's like, "Okay, I take it back. I don't anymore hate her." And I'm kidding. Haha. I was like, what is happening on this episode at this point? It was so all over the place.
It really was.
But it ended up making Danny the 10th person out, the 5th member of the jury, now leaving us with only committee members and I guess Enzo left in the game, and a painful to watch live feeds.
Very painful.
Like, nothing happening. Now, do you know what has happened beyond this, Bobby? I don't want to spoil anything if you don't.
I don't.
Okay, then we're not going to spoil any of it for you.
Thank you. I actually have to run as well.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Nicole and I would talk about it a little bit. So, Bobby, before we let you go, where can people follow you on social media?
The computer.
The computer. Right.
I'm terrible with it. I'm on Twitter. I'm on all that stuff. I'm out there.
And we'll tag you and everything. We got you. We got you covered.
We will.
I never look at it.
Yes. Bobby, it was so good seeing you. We will put the links to all of Bobby's socials below this video. And we will talk. We will see you again soon, Bobby.
Yeah, what a blast. Anytime.
Love you, Bobby.
Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, okay, so I am going to, hold on, everyone. I am going to get Nicole back here in one moment so that we can talk for a bit about spoilers. So hold on. Let me just get Nicole back over here. I thought this was a much better idea than us all just being thrown around all crazy like. Okay, so let's bring Nicole back. Hold on. This is the only thing that's difficult. Here we go. Boop, Nicole's back. Hi. Okay, so much fun with Bobby as always. Love Bobby. Now, as we know, let's talk a little bit about spoilers, Nicole. We have Cody being the new HOH.
Yeah. We have Cody has one HOH. Here's the thing. Again, I have to keep on saying it. As a fan, I'm like, oh my gosh, why? As someone who's played the game, I was like, oh my God. But, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you have to be like, damn, the man won something else that has to stand for something. Like, that's pretty darn impressive that he keeps on freaking winning.
Cody, sure. And do we know what the HOH was? I forget. I don't know that we know what Cody's HOH was. I mean, it wasn't on the live feeds. I just forget if they talked about it.
We have someone in the chat, Slamrite, saying taking clothes off.
No. Maybe. I doubt it. He was in his boxer briefs lot less.
They do the strip. Yeah. Angie in Tampa saying yoga poses and undressing, I think. I don't know if people are messing with me or if they're saying, because there is the comp where you have to take off your clothes.
Right. And you have to like keep your hand on the steering wheel or whatever, like while you take your clothes off or whatever. Okay, maybe that was it.
Yes. So Nicole A. fan, I've heard it's like the Speedo thing from BB21. And we have Courtney J. Christmas did say Memphis took his clothes off well.
Yes, Eddie. So, Eddie Fitzgerald over on YouTube saying the same thing, taking off the buttons with the clothes. Christine 666 saying yes, something about clothes. Yes, undressing while a hand on the button says snip check. So
I would be so bad at that.
Okay, so wow, Cody was good at taking his clothes off in tight quarters. Not surprised.
I would get like stuck in my shirt. Oh, we saw it.
Right, exactly.
I thought she went to like a fire department and cut me out of my clothes. No, but okay. So Cody won HOH.
But wait,
continuing with our spoilers.
Well, wait. I want to say this first. Here was a very interesting conversation that I found from our live feed updaters. Actually, at BB22 live feeds were the ones that were reporting on it, and I was reading about it. Cody said that he had to win the HOH to keep Nicole safe. That to me is very telling.
Yes, I agree.
I think he's going to really bring Nicole Frenzel to the end of this game. I
think he entered the game with her, and I think he plans on sitting in the final two chairs with her. Whether that's just because they played a season together, or friendship outside the game, or their relationship with Derek, whatever it may be. I think there's definitely like a loyalty there.
He's gonna lose. He is gonna lose again if he brings her to the final two.
Here's the thing. Can we bring back Kevin? Can we bring back Davon? Can we bring back David?
Yes. I see a lot of people saying feeds are down. Alpha Cat O over watching on our Twitch is saying that the feeds are down now. Yes, correct. The feeds are down right now. I believe if I had to guess that it would be BB Comics. I feel like we're due for a BB comic. Nicole's.
Here's the thing. It was final 7 when we played Hide and Go Veto. And then it was final 5 when we played BB Comics. So a part of me wonders if they would do Hide and Go Veto first.
Yeah, you're right.
And then BB Comics.
You're right. It's probably Hide and Go Veto.
It's like Hide and Go Veto this week, BB Comics next week.
Yes. You're probably correct.
Really exciting news for moi. That means I'm getting a comic, and like, unless the house guests talk about it after the comp, I won't know until I actually see the broadcast what my comic is.
Well, as somebody who has been on this outside world covering Big Brother for many years, Nicole, I am happy to ease your stress and let you know the comics are usually released, usually Entertainment Tonight, or one of those places usually release them a day or two ahead of time, I feel like.
I did not know that. Oh, that's so sweet.
That's so sweet. So which one do I get, by the way? Do I get your last season comic, or are you giving me this season's? I'm also taking your blue OTEV shirt.
It depends. It depends what this comic looks like.
Okay. Here for it.
No, but okay, so Cody's HOH, continue with the spoilers.
Yes,
he has nominated Tyler and Christmas.
No surprise.
And now the feeds are down for the POV, so we'll see how that goes. So assuming his target is
Tyler? I believe it's, well, I think he doesn't really care either way. I believe he prefers Tyler, but he also knows it really doesn't matter until after the POV. Like, they could go for Memphis. If one of them wins, I heard him considering maybe Memphis a little bit. So, yeah.
Here's the thing, and this is nothing against anybody, but if I was Nicole, I mean, I am Nicole. If I was Nicole F, I'd be very scared for like these final comps coming down the line, because they tend to be more physical. I mean, with COVID, the sets and comps have been very different, so we don't know. But if they're going to be more physical, she's got all these men, which I guess is very biased of me to say, and Christmas, like if I was Nicole F, I'd be like, wow, like, this is very scary. You know what I mean? And what's also interesting, I find this to be a very interesting fact, we're down to final 6, which means 3 of them will go to like away. They'll go to the jury house, whatever. 3 of them will make it to finale night. Yes, one of them will be a jury member, but I don't really count that. I count that as finale night. So 3 of these individuals are going to finale night, which means 3 people are again experiencing what it's like to make it all the way to finale. So there's going to be 3 people, because I think from here on out, everybody made it, right? Everybody was either second or third.
Correct. No one in that house, with the exception of Nicole Frenzel, her first season, has ever seen jury. So no one in that house has seen jury before.
So we're going to see 3 more people get a new experience, whether it be butthurt or, because, we saw a lot of people go out like me, like, you can't evict me. I make it to the end. So we're going to see 3 more people go out, and then we're going to see 3 people make it to finale night, and they're never going to have experienced what it's like to go out as a pre-juror, to go to the jury house. And I find that very, I just find that very interesting.
Okay.
As someone who plays the game, I think it's going to do a lot to, like, might make people's head a little bigger. It might mess with some people's, like, but I'm trying to say, I just think it's interesting.
Yes, very interesting. Ronnie Dorsey over on Twitter says, I think if any of these people bring Nicole F to the final two, I hope she wins. And I'm saying that not as a Nicole Frenzel fan. I honestly kind of feel the same way. In the order of the people left, I would prefer Enzo to win.
Yes.
Then Nicole Frenzel. Oh, I'm sorry. Take it back. I take it back. Tyler, Enzo, Nicole Frenzel.
Oh.
I don't care.
For me, it flips because I said Enzo, because now that Kevin and David are gone, I said Enzo, Tyler, Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit frustrated with Enzo with his vote, but I'm going to have faith that he did it for his game. He made the best choice he felt he was making, and I can honor that as someone who's played the game. So I'm still going to stick with Enzo, Tyler, Nicole, or like the three that I'm now rooting for. It was going to be Danny, but then she went out, so Nicole got her spot.
I also see Screezy over on Twitter is saying, who is producing the most trash draft points currently? Well, I'm not sure at the moment, but you can head over to hellofriendspod.com/trash draft. You can see all of the player rankings, where you're standing. Everything is there updated. And of course, if any of your people are doing any trashy things, make sure you just tweet using #TrashDraft and help get your favorites some points.
It's interesting. Like, I'm looking at like chat.
Mm-hmm.
We have Melanie saying Enzo, Tyler, Nicole, like we are.
Yep.
Courtney J, Enzo, Cody, Nicole F.
Okay.
Memphis, Tyler, Christmas. So Tyler's more at the end of the list.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny, I think Cody is winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. You know why? Because you know what? I don't know. I can't even wrap my brain.
Clearly.
No, like I can't even wrap my brain around the fact that I shouldn't say already because the season has not been ending, but Final Six last year was 3 duos.
Right.
So it was the duking out of Mickey, Holly, Christy, Tommy, me, and Cliff. Like, let's duke it out and see which duo is going to get the bump next. And now it's like this weird conglomerate of loyalty when technically Enzo should already be out if they went with their loyalty, but he's not. And he's not, again, allegedly. Cody's not going to send him home. So I almost like have to root for him because I said since the beginning I don't want a committee member to get it. And it's not me being bitter, it's not me being butthurt, just my nature. I root for, the outsider, the underdog, the person who's not in the big alliance. It's just the way I roll.
I just feel like Tyler, obviously with the Bailey stuff aside, although I would argue every single person, I mean, I guess no one has done anything, if we're putting it, whatever. I'm not going to base it on gameplay. I think Tyler is somebody who I think for the most part has played a good game and is winning competitions. I think Tyler is a person who I would be happy with a Tyler win. I would be happy with an Enzo win. I would be happy with a Nicole Frenzel win, just because I always want a girl to win. And now that all the girls that I would have want to win are gone, I really don't want Christmas to win. I'm whatever with Cody, and I don't want Memphis to win. So really, like, give me Tyler, give me Enzo, or give me Nicole Frenzel. But after that, I don't care.
I think I've said this on previous shows. Like, when I think of Big Brother, like I always say, like Paul for me is Big Brother, like one of the best to ever play. I honestly, after Paul, I put Tyler. I honestly think Tyler is one of the best people to play. Like, he has the physicality and like the mental stamina for comps, but he also has an impeccable social game. Yes, he had a hiccup this season, but I give him an excuse because it's tough. And I just think the way he treats people, it's like, yes, it's game, so it's cold, but it's not mean cold. I don't know. So I feel like he's up there with Paul. But in the chat, Lucy's asking a question. Don't the last 2 jurors actually not physically see the jury house? Yes, that's why I said jury or away. You know what I mean? Because the last juror obviously is at finale night. So I was a juror, which I still don't consider myself a juror, but you make it all the way to finale night. You literally walk out on stage and sit in a chair. So that's your jury experience. So I don't count that. The second to last juror, and this is public knowledge, everybody knows this, so hopefully I can say it, goes to a hotel room for a week. So that's like a wonky jury experience. Then everybody before that actually goes to jury. So I feel like it's like jury, limbo, and then the finale walk out on stage, which I don't consider that anything.
Right. So I just saw so many comments everywhere. Crystal B over on Twitter says Christmas is producing the most trash draft points at the moment. And I see Maureen over on YouTube is saying Frenzel. Really? Yeah, I don't have a problem at all with Frenzel's game this year. For all of us that said, you know, I think a lot of us that were critical of Nicole being unable to work with women, she kind of proved that wrong this season.
Yeah.
She didn't do that great, but I'll tell you right now, I want Frenzel to win more than I want Christmas, Cody, or Memphis to win. That's not a question for me.
Same.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
But here's what we need to do, Nicole, because we already have gone over.
I know, we're just rocking and rolling. You know what we need to do? We need to find out what's going on with finale. I need to know. You guys know I have major anxiety, so it's just me confiding with my friends. I need to know, do I need to prepare myself for a Zoom? Do I need to prepare myself for a Skype? Do I need to fly out there? Or am I not invited? And that's fine too, but I just need to know my answers.
Okay, so Nicole, here's what we're going to do, okay? Because we have been going for an hour and a half, I want to end this on the YouTubes, the Twitches, the Instagrams, the da-da-da-da-da, and I want to just kind of end it in our old school way where we have kind of like a little after party with the people watching in TV Co, and we can take some more questions from them. But I feel like this is a good part to end it. Nobody on YouTube and Twitch wants to watch us rambling on for forever on this show talking about Big Brother.
As a flight or not.
Right, exactly. So we are going to end this here for all of you guys. Thank you so much. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like the show, comment. Now look.
Because so much coming. Sorry, I got really excited. There's so much coming.
There is so much coming. And here's the thing. If you guys are watching on the Reality Recaps YouTube, this is the last show it will be there. So you are going to want to make sure that you subscribe now to the Hello Friends YouTube. We had to wait until it was all set up correctly to let us live stream there. It has been live streaming there, but now I won't be live streaming to the Reality Recaps. Hot tip for all of you guys. Reality Recaps is going away. Everything, once this season is over, everything is kind of going to be put under Hello Friends. We will talk more about that later. We hear all of you. Things are very confusing between Reality Recaps, TV Co, blah. We're going to put everything under the Hello Friends umbrella and keep everything in the Hello Friends social medias. So make sure that you guys are following those. That being,
in the words of Chubby Bunny, it is a merge.
It is a merge. So thank you guys for watching on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Like we said, TV Co fam, don't go anywhere. We're not really ending for you. We're just going to end the show for everyone else. And
Love
then
you guys.
we will be right back in one moment. Bye for now, everybody. Unless you're in the TV Co, we'll see you there.
It's TV Co.
Bye.